We begin the night with a developing story out of Hugo. An officer-involved shooting took place earlier today, leaving 3 kids hospitalized. News 12's Benjamin Diaz joins us live now in the studio. Ben, you were on the scene earlier today. What did you find out?
OSBI, who are now investigating the shooting, say that 1 suspect is in custody, 2 officers had minor injuries, and 3 innocent kids have been hospitalized. They tell us it all started after the suspect allegedly hit a Hugo officer with his car.
Focus on your baby. Focus on your children.
That is the mother of the 3 kids who were injured after officers opened fire on a pickup truck with her children inside.
My children, for crying out loud. 4 innocent little children.
At around 2 p.m., Hugo police say that they were trying to stop 21-year-old William Devon Smith Jr. He was wanted for an armed robbery at a Pizza Hut in Hugo on April 11th.
As they tried to approach the suspect, there was an incident that happened. An officer-involved shooting took place.
Police say that Smith was inside of a pickup with 4 other kids. Officers say as he tried to get away, he put the truck in reverse and hit 1 officer. A second officer nearby says he was almost hit, and in fear for his safety, he fired shots. A spokeswoman for the OSBI was unable to say whether officers knew kids were inside the truck when he opened fire. 3 of the 4 kids in the pickup were injured. Hugo police say 1 child was shot in the head.
Of course, we're still talking to witnesses, doing interviews, and we're still trying to find out exactly what happened.
Olivia Hill, the mother of the kids, spoke to News 12 minutes before heading to Children's Hospital at St. Francis in Tulsa to see her injured children.
My 4-year-old daughter was shot in the head and she has a bullet in her brain. And my 5-year-old has a skull fracture. My 1-year-old baby has gunshot wounds on her face, and my 2-year-old wasn't touched with any bullets.
I don't know what those injuries are, and then 1 child, from what I understand, was not injured.
The current condition of the kids is unknown. Hugo police say William Devon Jr. was shot in the incident and was treated and released from a Paris hospital. They tell us he is in custody and faces a first-degree felony charge of aggravated robbery. The officers were not seriously injured. OSBI is continuing to investigate the shooting. Live in the studio, Benjamin Diaz, News 12.
Okay, so one of my followers on Twitter tagged me in this post right here, and when I saw it, I said, I'm definitely going to speak on it because it's a topic that I've talked about before, but of course the outcome is way different. And that topic is Jeremy Martis. I can always go back and use that story as a reference for something, but this one right here definitely is one of those times. As you all know, Jeremy Martis, a white boy who I believe was autistic, was in the front seat at night. His dad was on a high-speed chase, led 2 black cops on a high-speed chase. His dad used his vehicle as a weapon and tried to hit one of the officers, and the officer used his gun and fired into the car. He didn't know Jeremy was in the front seat. He ended up killing Jeremy because one of the bullets went through the head part of the seat and went into his head, and it killed him. Both of those cops ended up going to jail. One is in jail right now for 40 years, and the dad, not a damn thing happened to him. He did not serve 1 day in jail for that. He didn't go to jail except for when he had a domestic abuse case involving him and his significant other that following year. Had nothing to do with the case. Now let's transition into this story right here. And notice we're going to Oklahoma. What happened in Oklahoma back in 2017? Terrence Crutcher was killed by that bitch, Betty Shelby, who right now, her and her husband is about to be doing some class thanks to the NRA this upcoming weekend. Or sometime this month. I forget when it is. It doesn't really matter. It's in May. You had these damn cops. It literally almost played out like the same scenario. But of course, it was major differences. They were looking for a guy who was a robbery suspect. Fine. Go after him. He gets in his car. Now, they say he used his vehicle to back up and try to hit them. But they can lie and embellish a whole damn story. Now you look at this picture right here. This is the truck. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gunshot bullet holes in the front windshield of the vehicle. They managed to shoot everyone in that car, that truck, except that 2-year-old. They shot the driver, I'm guessing the father of the children, plus 3 of the children. One of them has a bullet in her head and the other one has a skull fracture, which means the bullets hit them in the head. I'm surprised that miraculously that they're still breathing. And luckily the 2-year-old, which is the youngest child, is still alive. Now, what's the difference between the Jeremy Martis situation and this one? The cops are not going to serve 1 day in jail for what they did, but with Jeremy Martis, his dad didn't have to go to jail, but this one right here, he is going to jail, even after he sustained injuries. Granted, yes, they got him because of the robbery thing, but you know what they're also going to do? They're also going to say he put his own children in danger. They didn't say that when Jeremy Martis' dad did the same exact thing. They immediately went and arrested the 2 cops involved, 2 black cops. And ironically, that was the same year they implemented the damn Blue Lives Matter bill in the same city and state where it happened at, but they waited until after, conveniently, they were arrested to do it. So they didn't get no protection whatsoever. They could not use the I fear for my life thing. Look at what just happened with Muhammad Noor. He couldn't use the I fear for my life thing with that Justine chick. He got found guilty and might serve life in prison. But it's amazing how everything switches around when it comes to them. Notice it said right here, fear for my safety. Fear for my life, fear for my safety is basically the same thing. It's just a different play on words. And when they was talking to that white, I guess she was a white cop, or maybe she works closely with them, she could barely get her damn story together. Saw how she was stumbling over her words? She didn't even have the whole damn story herself. I don't even know why they put the camera in her face. She didn't know what the hell she was talking about. It's like she started off talking on one point and then closed it out with something completely different. I feel bad for that mother. Like, you know, could you imagine finding out that almost your entire family got wiped out in one fell swoop? This woman is almost down to having 1 child if the other 3 don't pull through. Well, 2, because the 2 of them, the one with the skull fracture and the gunshot to the head with the bullet still there. I don't know what the condition is of one of the other one, because they didn't specify where that bullet landed. But they went in, and you know what also reminds me of? Remember that couple, I forgot where it was. That black couple, a couple years ago, when they shot all those hail of bullets into their car to kill them, and you had the damn cop jumping on top of the car like he was on goddamn Dukes of Hazzard, shooting and firing off every round into the car. When that shit was all said and done, you would have thought that damn car went through a fucking derby. It's like they went in like they wanted those 2 dead. Ever seen any movie about Bonnie and Clyde? That's what their damn car looked like. That's what it looked like when it was all said and done. They shot pretty much every round they could have into that vehicle. I cannot get that imagery out of my head. Then you're going to probably have some trolls coming to my channel saying, well, if he would have no, shut the hell up. Because y'all are not the pinnacle of morality by any means. None whatsoever. So stop trying to be. Because we know if this was a white family, no matter what the father did, that shit would not have happened. And if it would have went down just like the whole Jeremy Martis situation if the roles were reversed. If these were black cops and shooting into a vehicle with white people inside of the car, that shit would not have happened the way that it did. They probably would have took their gun, took their badge. They didn't even mention anything about them getting on the typical administrative leave. The paid administrative leave that they love to bolster so much about. They didn't even say that. So technically, nothing is going to happen to them. If those children die, they will put all of the blame onto the dad. I guarantee it. That's how the media is going to put it out there. And once the media puts it out there, that's how everyone's going to see it. They're going to say it was the dad's fault for putting the children in danger. It almost also reminds me of when Geronimo Yanez shot and killed Philando Castile when his girlfriend and their child was in the back seat. She was next to him and in the passenger seat, and the daughter was in the back seat. She was right behind him when he got killed. She was right in that chair. What in the way at the angle he shot him at? What if one of those bullets had went through the chair and hit her? Or with Ayanna Stanley Jones. Went in there and I guess they were looking for her dad. They shot and opened fire because she woke up and shot her straight in her head while she was sleeping on her grandmother's couch. And they dropped every charge against the cop that did it. And y'all ask me why I feel nothing? These stories like these and the ones I just mentioned and a whole lot more is a damn good few reasons as to why. Like I said, if they were going to go after the dad, go after the goddamn dad. But no, they want to go and shoot up everything like they in the goddamn Wild West. Shot the dad, shot 3 of the children. Luckily didn't shoot the baby, the 2-year-old. They just shot whatever and didn't take any regard that there was other people in the vehicle that were completely innocent. And like I said, if those children die, they are going to put their deaths onto the dad. And all they're going to do is add that on to the charge that he already has, which is the robbery charge. They're going to say that it's his fault. And nothing is going to happen to the cops that were involved with this. Nothing. I'm calling it now. I would be surprised, but why bother? Because I know what the outcome of this is going to be. It's the same song and dance every fucking time. I'm more concerned about what the outcome is going to be for those children. Like I said, I am surprised that they survived that. But if they do pull through, it's going to be a long road to recovery for them. A gunshot to the head is nothing that you can just recover from overnight. That takes time to heal from and a lot of physical therapy. If you survive, and even after you do that, you don't function the same way as you did before it happened. There's going to be a lot of brain and nerve damage. Are they going to pay any of those hospital bills? I doubt it. Like I said, they only had one target. And that's for who they were going after, who was the dad. And even then, they said that was alleged. So that makes me wonder, did they even have the right person? Because, you know, to them, all black people look alike. This story royally pissed me the fuck off. Because when... I'm just going to end the video right here. Because I think by now y'all already gathered my point. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.